What is up, Pop Culture Universe? We are back again with another series review, I guess. Today is just the first and second episode review, but we, of course, will be covering the whole series. My name is Bogz. I'll be one of your reactors today with my girl, Sol. How are you today, Sol?
Doing good. We're getting some more Marvel this year, but this time set during Christmas time
Okay.
and kind of in the Christmas spirit. Thanksgiving is this week, and then we really get into the Christmas period because respect the holidays here in the United States. Thanksgiving comes first.
Oh, okay. So Christmas holiday starts officially after Thanksgiving. Is that right?
Yeah, it's supposed to. Some
Gotcha.
people start decorating and getting Christmas stuff way before, like, second Halloween ends. They're like, it's Christmas time. Like, we got Thanksgiving too.
Oh. Yeah, because you have to watch movies in accordance to the holidays. So
Right.
yeah, it's Thanksgiving movies, right? Okay, I get it. I get it. To get you in the mood. But let's get everyone else in the mood. Okay, we're not going to keep everyone long on this review. We're all going to kind of fly through it. 2 episodes to review. They did drop 2 episodes on the 24th on Disney Plus, so feel free to watch them. Of course, this is a spoiler review as well. Overall thoughts on the 2 episodes. For me, they're fine. Okay, it's not groundbreaking. It's not, it doesn't have the big implications in terms of what everything else in phase 4 is offering, such as the galaxy changing, universe changing, kind of multiverse, time jumping stuff. This is just a simple boots on the ground kind of buddy cop kind of story, which I kind of appreciate, really. Like, you're not trying to threaten us or flirt with like a huge, massive galactic thing is going to happen, and then really it's just a kind of story that doesn't tie into anything else. Is what I feel a lot of Phase 4 has been. So I just kind of appreciate it for what it is. I mean, I felt the second episode was better than the first. There's some like really fun parts. Some parts, I didn't find too amazing, but it's just fine. Like, it's not, not anything to like, oh my God, edge of my seat, need to watch this immediately as it drops. But, it's fine. So that's my overall thoughts on it. But let's get yours before we do a breakdown review.
Yeah, stuff like Eternals and Loki, and then like the trailers for Spider-Man is showing so much like bigger multiversal things that are going to happen in the MCU, which is really cool to think about. And the future of the MCU is so bright with all this possibilities. But I loved how just ground level this is. It felt like I was watching one of the Netflix Marvel shows, like I was watching the beginning of Daredevil, which I loved all 3 seasons of that. So I just liked the fact that, okay, we're going ground level again. We're in New York. We're having fun. I was telling Boggs behind the scenes, because the first time I ever saw snow, because I'm from Florida and it doesn't snow here, was in New York City during Christmas time. So the fact that, like, I was like, it's New York, it's snowing, it's Christmas time. I was like, oh, that reminds me of the first time I saw snow. So there was some like little memories there for me watching the show, but I liked how ground level it was.
Yeah, and it has like a family feel to it as
Hmm.
well. With Clint out with his kids a lot around the city, and going to see the musical. The Captain America musical. That was kind of fun. But yeah, like, I wasn't too looking forward to this too much. I'm from like all of the series that got announced. This was my, in terms of this year Disney Plus series. This was my least that I was looking forward to the most, and I wasn't massively sold on the trailers. But first couple of episodes, it's like, yeah, it's definitely fun. And yeah, we'll do our review, and after we'll rank it afterwards. But episode 1 review, talking about New York, it opens in New York. I was
Hmm.
really impressed with the start opening at 2012, the point of the ending of the Avengers movie. And it's kind of surreal to see the Haley Steinfeld character, Kate Bishop, as a kid during them events. When I saw the movie in the theaters, I'm not going to give my age away, but I was a growing adult, basically, put it that way. And she's like a little girl, and then coming through, I think she's 22 in the movie, so
Yeah.
at present day. So that was kind of surreal seeing that. I'm forgetting people, from that age are also, watching it and stuff. So it's not just for me and my age group. So, but yeah, anyway, like I said, begins in 2012. We establish Clint as well, and then it kind of jumps to present day, where we see Clint kind of content with his life, or seemingly so, with his kids, and on a holiday, and it's close to Christmas time, and he's got his relationship back. Obviously they got snapped, and that was one of his reasons for being so determined with the Avengers to try and get them back. And the whole Ronin thing seems to be past that in the first episode anyway. And then kind of we see the kind of flow as the episode progresses. We see Kate get involved with the kind of auction, silent private auction thing. And then episode did slow down for me at this point. There was like a ninja assassin type thing, where she's sneaking around and all that stuff. I didn't love all of that. It was like not too compelling. I did actually check my watch at one point during that time. I thought, oh, this episode's kind of long, and I think that was because it was just a little slow there, and then did pick back up as soon as kind of Clint was back in the picture with the action, where he kind of he had a cool scene where he kind of saves her, and they're kind of fighting together, and then by the end, it's revealed that it's a girl and she's young, and he's oh man, or whatever he says, like whatever. But yeah, that was a cool little fight thing, and the dog's super cute as well when he kind of picks her when she gets when Kate picks him. I don't know if it's a boy or girl actually, but it picks up the dog, and then I mean, that's it for the first episode, really. Like I said, it started off well, dipped in the middle, picked up again by the end when Clint came back, and some funny stuff. Not massively, hilarious like some of the other MCU stuff, but it was fine. I wasn't, like I said, on the edge of my seat, but I did prefer the second episode more than the first one. Please, so your overall thoughts on the first episode, maybe the best bits and something you didn't like, if anything.
Yeah, revisiting 2012 and just seeing it from a different angle. We saw that in Endgame, where we're like, oh, the people from Doctor Strange, like they were actually there and just battling in a different area of New York. So we're getting more and more pieces to the puzzle of that Battle of New York each time we're going forward. Again, I was like, I felt a little old seeing how young Kate Bishop was, because I was a fresh adult when Avengers came out, so like just freshly 18 pretty much. So I was like, oh, there's people that younger than me also growing up with these stories and with these movies. And I think some people call them like they're like a long TV show, except each episode is like 2, possibly 3 hours long.
Pretty much, yeah.
Pretty much. The mom, very fishy to me in both of these episodes. And the fact too, we didn't see a body with her dad passing away. We didn't see a body, and I'm on that train of no body, then he could still be alive.
Sure.
So I think that's possibly something that might play a little bit later in the show. I just keep getting a feeling that the mom's evil. Like I'm just getting swarmy feelings from her, and also from her fiance that we find out, and also not telling her daughter about like her, like I have something to tell you, and instead of saying it like there in the moment when they're at home, like waits for someone else to tell her at the like little party thing. So good start as well. A little dip in the middle, I felt that too, but it was just the interesting dynamics between people that I was really focusing on in episode 1, especially between the mom and Kate Bishop. Fact too, like she's like 5, 6 years old when 2012 is happening, and
Right.
father immediately dies, and then she's like, I need a bow and arrow, and the mom's like, sure. And we find out that that's when she started doing all this martial arts training and all of this. And so to me, that's a decision on the mom's part of like, I'm going to go into my daughter's whims. Is it just to make her happy because her father passed away, or is there an ulterior motive to have her daughter be this skillful in so many different levels, archery, fighting, fencing, all these different things?
Yeah, and as well, before, one of the reasons why I wasn't massively looking forward to it was wasn't sold on Jeremy Renner being like a lead, and me watching a series where he's a lead. He's great as Hawkeye in as a part of an ensemble, but to be fair, he is showing a lot of kind of charisma in this, so I'm kind of won over, and I think it came through in the second
Turning down
episode
my hearing it down.
Right.
During the
And
musical.
yeah, exactly.
That was funny.
Yes, the whole thing in the musical
Yeah.
stuff was funny, and him ended up walking out, and he wasn't there, and all that stuff. And then when he saves her at the end, I thought this is like a master and apprentice type thing where he's clearly passing the baton on to her. Whether he dies in the end, I don't know, or whether he just kind of retires and passes it on the Hawkeye mantle to her. I kind of see it early signs in the first episode, so we'll see where that comes to. But moving on to the second episode. So first episode was called Never Meet Your Heroes. Second episode is called Hide and Seek, and that's where we see basically kind of they have some nice interactions as they head back to her kind of Kate's apartment, where there's kind of a buddy cop, as I said before, humor to him. They're going back and forth. Obviously, the dog's involved. That stuff's nice and lighthearted. Kind of summarizes the grounding, like the ground level series of it. And then they kind of establish that Ronin is being framed via some mysterious people. And I thought, you mentioned Vera Farmiga there. She's great. She's pretty much great in everything that she does, and she's great in this as well. Like you said, you don't know where to trust her. Why did she side with her brand new, fiance over her daughter sometimes? And why did she not tell her like she's getting married? It's just, you question every little thing that she's doing, but you kind of like a little bit root for her as well. So yeah, I really like her as an actress. And then obviously do the whole LARPing thing I thought that was great. I thought it was clearly for like older audiences as well, for them to attach to. Obviously they've been reading comics as well, and just watch these movies in general, and him going through it. And then having to he had that great exchange with that other guy. He had to let me kill you, and he's like, no, this is like, why? And then he goes, let me do, you're a superhero, let me do it. The one time he had to act it out, I thought it was all super funny. And then and then just basically at this point, so I am enjoying it, but I'm not like fully invested. I'm just kind of pleasantly smiling along. Let's see what happens. And then as I said, at that point, it was funny that he's gonna kill him and stuff, and then he does so. And then he kind of gets a Ronin suit back, and then as a whole kind of journey with the tracksuit gang, and you get they lose the Ronin outfit, and that kind of reflects in some of them scenes as well, like the lightheartedness of they're pretty much goofy, like the tracksuit gang. And the next kind of few scenes, even when he gets kidnapped by them, or like he kind of gives himself up to get kidnapped, like he doesn't take them seriously. He knows he's not in any threat, any danger, when he gives himself up and stuff. And that's what I mean, and that's reflected in me watching as well. Like I'm not like edge of my seat, like, oh, what the hell's gonna happen next, or that kind of thing. It's just like, oh, you're just watching for fun. And I did like the way she came in, like vigilante-esque, like a Batman thing, and then she just kind of falls flat on her belly first, and kind of ruins it, and she gets captured as well. But I did like the whole thing with Eleanor, which is Vera Farmiga, and Jack, the whole little standoff and the kind of weird fancy thing that they have in the middle of the dinner. And also I found one thing funny as well, where they were talking about that they're rich. And I kind of, first of all, I was thinking, oh, a lot, all these families kind of in New York, super rich and have like balconies and, and the chandeliers and everything. But I remember that they're talking about their wealth in this episode, where we cut to like the Falcon and Winter Soldier, where we see Sam, who's struggling to get loans, even though he's an Avenger. But we see like Clint in New York getting, free meals and things like that. And I don't know if I presume that's done on purpose, but I just found that very interesting, where Sam, publicly can sometimes has different struggle. He gets stopped in the street by police. Clint, gets treated as a hero in the streets, and I just found that super interesting. I thought, oh, okay, like that's some cool stuff. So I do like the real world, seeing the real world, aspects of we do see in other movies, like, I don't know, Avengers or Endgame, like the kids with Hulk and stuff, but seeing like these additional little bits, like, oh, what would happen if you saw them in the street, kind of thing. So I do like seeing that extra foot on the ground stuff. So and then just going back towards the ending, obviously the botched Batman entrance, and then it pretty much ends it. But overall, like I said, it's fun, kind of goofy stuff, not taken too seriously, because I think they're prioritizing the multiverse storyline things. So do you necessarily need to watch this? That's what I wanted to kind of end with. Probably not. It just seems, at this point anyway, it just seems like a fun series. I'm not super hooked in, but I don't mind that, because with Loki, with WandaVision, with Falcon Winter Soldier, with What If, I was edging my seat thinking, what is happening next in this story? Where are we going? And you don't really get much answers in terms of the direct continuation after Endgame. In terms of the main overall story, though, I didn't mind these little kind of, it's like a side story almost, leading into obviously No Way Home. So you please tell me your overall thoughts on the second episode. I mentioned so much there, and overall, overall thoughts on it, and and we'll summarize it afterwards. But please, overall thoughts on the second episode.
Yeah, it felt like a fun romp. There was just like little funny moments and everything. The tracksuit gang, the bro, like all of that part, I was cracking up. Just little funny moments sprinkled in throughout. And I also did notice as well, like the fact that he's getting all these free things. And I was like, is that because he's an original Avenger who did save the city and technically Sam wasn't there? Or are they playing against something else? And we'll figure that out further, especially Sam now having the mantle of Captain America. So how is he going to be treated differently than Steve Rogers? So I'm very interested in how they're going to go forward with that little like side stuff that they're showing us. But it was just a fun episode. I like the fact too, I was saying this is very much boots on the ground, very grounded, not anything that's going to be life shattering for the MCU so far. And I think, to agree with you, part of both of our issues with the other shows is that they were so big in scale that as much answers as they did give us, they were giving us like way more questions that it felt like there was no ending. Whereas this show seems like there's going to be a definitive ending and it's going to be a contained story because it is so ground level. I also like the fact too that his wife knows everything and seems to know all of even the Ronin stuff.
Like, what's the plan, kind of thing?
Yeah, that he wasn't proud of in Endgame. And I really enjoyed that factor because I know going into the show, people are like, why is he in New York? Why is he not with his family? Where's his wife? Why is he with the kids? Are they getting separated? All those questions. And it was just so simply answered. Be like, she thought, go on a holiday with your kids. I'll stay at home. You go. They'll come back. You're supposed to come back with them. But it turns out you find this kid in the Ronin stuff and you have to go handle some business. And so like they made it so simple and so easy. And then the fact that she knows everything, I like that they answered that question immediately for all of us. Because I know that was a lot of the talk online is why is he in New York? So it just was a fun 2 episodes that doesn't have much for the MCU going forward other than possibly creating one of the young Avengers. But other than that, it's just fun.
Yeah, we'll see where it goes moving forward. What other side missions they're going to have together? Because clearly they've got not a master and apprentice, but like almost a father figure thing. Because at the minute he's treating, Kate like she's a bit of a joke, like not taking her too seriously. So obviously she's got to earn that, doing the standard kind of hero worship thing where she not takes over him, but potentially goes that way. With Yelena as well, she's rumored to be in this as well. So we'll see where that goes. Overall, so far, I'll give the show. I'll probably give it 6.5. 7 if I'm feeling generous. I'd say the second episode 7, first episode 6.5. Like I said, it's just fine. It's just fun. Do you need to watch this? No, as I feel right now. But it's definitely fun, family friendly. You don't have to take it too seriously. Like the other stuff where it stresses you out if you don't get certain answers. This is just you can just watch and kind of relax and have a good time. And that's my overall thoughts on it. So please give your ranking and any recommendations.
I'm sure we'll find out soon, but to find out who killed Armand III, the fact that there's 7 Armands, that was another funny moment. Yeah. And he has Armand III on the candies as well, imprinted on that. So, and that came back later in the episode. So that was pretty smart. I kind of want to see if we might get a Kingpin in that. That's my possible prediction in this. And then we also hear again, Tony Stark sold Stark Tower. So who bought it? Are we getting some Fantastic Four? Are we getting some Oscorp? who bought that building?
Yeah.
But I think because of just like the fun atmosphere, and it really made me feel like I was watching Daredevil again, I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10 for both episodes.
Yeah, totally fair. So we'll see the next few episodes go. Hopefully they drop 2 more. I don't know if they will, probably not. But
I think
we've
it's
got
just a
a bit.
one a week now.
Yeah, leading up to obviously No Way Home, which we can't wait for, and then we'll see from there. But yeah, it's been episode 1 and 2 review. Please like, comment, subscribe. What do you guys think in the comment section? What predictions for next episode, and give us a ranking as well. So I'll be one of your hosts today. My name is Bogz. That's me, and we'll see you on the next episode.